that brings us to 7:53. Time for today's News Extra program presented by First State Bank. Here's Kevin Mooney.
Thank you, Dennis. Good morning, everyone. There's a fair housing conference in town today over at the Gering Civic Center. We're very pleased to have a couple of visitors to town from the Omaha area. We have Earl Redrick here. He is director of the Omaha Field Office for the Housing and Urban Development. And also Kitty Amaya is here as well, and she is an investigator in that Omaha Field Office. So, Earl, let's start with you. Tell us about the Housing and Urban Development Agency, what it does, and what your role is as a member of HUD.
Okay, first, HUD. What is HUD and what do we do? Essentially, we are the federal government's housing agency. There are other agencies that also do some form of housing, but we are probably the primary agency doing housing. Our mission is to create sustainable, strong, sustainable, inclusive communities and affordable, keyword affordable, quality homes for all. What do we do in Omaha as it relates to the state of Nebraska? We are one of HUD's now 54 plus field offices, and we have only one here in the state of Nebraska. That's in Omaha. We have jurisdiction over the entire state. Our job really is to circulate the state, meeting with a myriad of partners, community leaders, and developers, lenders, trying to foster and enhance development, housing development, and economic development relationships, as well as inform and educate folks on what their rights are as it relates to housing, what type of programs and housing programs are available to them. And the conference today on fair housing speaks to one specific area that we are concerned about, or that we do work in, and that's fair housing.
Wow. All right. So you guys have a huge area. I mean, you guys traveled 8 hours here, and this is an area that you guys are in charge of. So does that create a problem at all, having to cover that entire area just from that Omaha field office?
I wouldn't say problem, unique challenges, because as you said, it takes 8 hours to get here, but something we, just a small something we did last year, which was when going out west, because it takes so long to get out here, let's make it a week-long trip so that we hit as many of our rural communities as we can out west. And that worked well for us last year. Last year we were up in Valentine and Chadron, and we came to Scotts Bluff, and we hit North Platte and Grand Island or Kearney on the way back. This year we started with Ogallala, and we were in Sydney also yesterday. And we're here today. We're turning around, headed back east. McCook, Lexington, and Holdridge are going to be 3 more stops as we wind down the week.
All right. Very good. All right. We'll take a break and let our other guest, Kitty Amaya, talk here right after this.
This is the time of year to reflect on last year's crop cycle and make plans for next year. There are many decisions to be made and many options available. We'd like to help make the financial side of your planning a little easier. Our ag lenders know agriculture, and they're local. Stop by and see us. Let's talk about next year. First State Bank, member FDIC. When you grow, we grow.
Thank you, Dennis. Good morning again, everyone. And our guest today, Earl Redrick, Director of Omaha Field Office for Housing and Urban Development. You just heard from him prior to the break, and now we're going to hear from Kitty Amaya, and she's going to talk a little bit more specifically about the Fair Housing Conference. It's going on in Gering today, and last year they had a lot of people attend this. And once again, that's the same case today. So explain what this Fair Housing Conference is all about today.
Well, first and foremost, April is Fair Housing Month. That is the month that the Fair Housing Act got passed in 1968. And so 47 years later, we are still doing education and outreach and wanting to inform the public. we have done studies that reveal there are people who do not know what to do if they've been discriminated against, or if they lose their housing, they don't know where to go. So HUD, and I am the Fair Housing and Equal Opportunity Division of HUD in the Omaha office. And so when we go out, such as today, we're looking at educating everyone from all the protected classes: race, color, national origin, disability, familial status, and tell them what that means. And if it happens to you, what to do. And also the conference we have 3 sets conference classes today: fair housing as it relates to disability, Section 504, teaching people how to, for instance, do reasonable accommodations or reasonable modifications if you're a landlord. Likewise, we have a colleague from the Nebraska Equal Opportunity Commission, Gretchen Ury, who will be talking specifically to the public and realtors who can earn some credit for that class about the Fair Housing Act and what they should do with their clients. And I guess the big motto today is fair housing and what to do. And if you have any questions, allegedly, Earl and I and Gretchen will be answering them at a Ask the Expert session. And that's an opportunity for the public, Gering, Scottsbluff, the people in the surrounding areas to come to this free conference and ask the questions that have been on their mind, or just to get some more information. Because I hope, at least in our presentations, they leave educated.
All right. This is mostly for realtors, landlords, and
tenants,
tenants
open to the public.
Open to the public, right?
That is correct, because everyone is affected by housing, and that could be a homeowner, a renter, or someone who even is homeless.
All right. Starts at 8:30 this morning. It runs all the way until
7:30 tonight.
7:30 tonight. Wow. So you got a big day.
Yeah, Gretchen will be having a tester training. So if anyone would like to work in housing for a stipend, to do some testing around the area to see if housing discrimination is occurring, they can come down to the center or stay all day until 7:30.
Is there any cost for this at all today?
It's absolutely free.
All right.
Information is power.
All right. Good deal. Well, I appreciate you guys coming in and talking about what you do in the housing conference, and I know there's going to be quite a few people there. Last year you had how many people?
I want to guesstimate we had over 100, and so I'm hoping we can double that.
All right. I'm sure you will. So sounds interesting. So get on over to the Gering Civic Center if you have a few minutes today to check it out and get educated on fair housing and what these folks do. We appreciate them coming in. Earl Redrick and Amaya, both from the Omaha Field Office for Housing and Urban Development.